Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It is Thursday, the 29th day of June, International Day of the Tropics, National Handshake Day. Do you know any secret handshakes?
No.
And if you did, would you tell me? Because it's secret.
It's a secret.
National Almond Butter Crunch Day today. It's oddly specific.
That is.
National Waffle Iron Day. When I think of that, I think of a time that I went to buy a waffle iron at 11 o'clock at night because I saw online you can make brownies in a waffle iron, which were delicious, by the way. And my wife said I might have a problem. Oh, by the way, I had a problem. National Bomb Pop Day and National Camera Day. All of those things happening on this Thursday. Plus, it is a Thursday, which means we have a Dear John letter. Our letter this week is from concerned wife. Her husband, fairly recent marriage, has a daughter from a first marriage.
Okay.
And the daughter is kind of spoiled from the sounds of it. Actually spent $50,000 in one weekend. Yeah.
What?
So, we'll get into that. If you'd like to chime in, you can do so at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
Give yourself a little credit.
It's more important than ever to have a better credit card. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. 1 in 5 shoppers admit they're too lazy to hunt around for the best deals. They say it could cost them a small fortune. A survey of adults in the United Kingdom found that 19% will book the first vacation that pops up in a search if it looks half decent, instead of shopping around looking for the best price. Meanwhile, 37% said they complain about the price of things like utilities, but they do nothing about it. The top excuse for not making changes to save money includes, well, it's boring. 2, it's confusing. 3, I don't believe the effort is worth the reward. For those who are thrifty and spend a little time shopping around, they believe they save about $261 per year on average. What do you think, Heidi? You're
I
thrifty.
think I save way more than that.
Yeah, she's very thrifty.
I'm extremely thrifty.
To the point where sometimes I'm like, just buy it already. All right. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know that researchers say that drinking alcohol in moderation may, quote, turn down stress in the brain? So we just talked about how bad this is.
We just talked about how bad it is to have anything.
Yeah, now they say this could in turn explain.
See, this is why I don't pay attention to these studies at all.
But this could explain why studies show it benefits the heart. The head of research at the Cardiovascular Imaging Research Center at Massachusetts General Hospital. Wow, I got it all right. They noted that after you have a little alcohol, you feel relaxed and experience a, quote, de-stressing response. They determined that the brain changes in light to moderate drinkers explain a significant portion of the protective cardiac effects, but alcohol also raises the risk of cancer, so the researchers are not advising people to go out and, liquor it up. So they're saying, hey, here's a little more confusing information for you. Good luck with that. We don't know everything, but now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. Arnold Schwarzenegger's first TV series is getting a second season. Netflix has announced that they have renewed his show for season number 2. The show FUBAR, stars Arnold Schwarzenegger as a CIA operative who discovers that his daughter is also at the CIA. They're forced into a reluctant partnership. The series premiered back in May, 25th of May, and then it became the most watched show for that week, and it's amassed 219 million hours of viewing worldwide. So they're saying people kind of like it. And I don't know if you remember this, but Pete Davidson, you know who that is, right?
Yes.
He smashed into a house with his Mercedes. This is
I had heard that.
Yeah, 2-story Beverly Hills home at the famed Rodeo Drive and a smaller street. Anyway, they recently tore the house down. Now, that's the weird thing, because back when this happened, everybody was pretty sure that, that can be repaired. But for some reason, the entire house is gone, and Davidson was charged with reckless driving for crashing into
I would
the home.
hope so.
Yeah, but he was just recently charged with reckless driving. So I'm like, what? If that was you or me, we probably would have been charged, I don't know, that night. Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If that's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current one. Whether you're a fan of iPhones or Samsung, they both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. A study suggests that 80% of people keep their feelings to themselves. You know why?
Why?
Because they believe it's hard for others to understand their pain. Here's the thing. Others are going through stuff too, and it might actually help for you to talk to others about this. So 80% of people keep their feelings to themselves. That should be a completely different number. You should share this with somebody. And if you don't have somebody in your life to share it with, there are people out there who do this like for a profession. And I would absolutely encourage you, whether that's a clergy member or a counselor or whatever, it's important that you don't carry that burden around. And I got a sad story here, Heidi. The makers of Pyrex kitchenware and the Instant Pot pressure cooker filed for bankruptcy protection. That's sad. I thought the Instant Pot thing
Instant Pot was selling like hotcakes.
Apparently that must have had a downturn.
Selling like Pyrex.
Well, apparently neither one of them are doing too good. I don't quite understand why, because both of those are like they're household names.
Right.
Maybe it's because they're too good and people only need to buy them once and they never need to buy another one. Maybe that's what it is.
I don't know. Maybe the popularity has kind of started to dwindle.
Could be. And the Recording Academy, this was almost my weird news because I thought it was weird, but I don't know if it's weird enough to be the weird news. The Recording Academy has updated their rules surrounding Grammy Award eligibility for music created using artificial intelligence. The new rules explicitly state that only human creators are eligible to be submitted for, consideration for, nominated for, or win a Grammy Award. That said, music authored by a human and augmented with generative AI elements is permitted. So as long as a human's contribution to the work is, quote, meaningful, end quote. So what does that even mean?
I have no idea what that means.
So how are they going to know if it's created by AI? If you have that created and then you say, no, I did this. Is there a way for them to know?
I think they can probably tell.
I don't know. Scoop of the... That's why it was going to be my weird news. I don't know how weird it is. Maybe it's right and I'm just not listening. It could be. Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
Why did the chicken cross the road? To save money on insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. Do you have the best plan for you? Find out at InsuranceChicken.com. Let's face it, we don't even want insurance. We need it. But you don't need to overpay. Head over to InsuranceChicken.com to see your rates from several different companies. All available in one place at InsuranceChicken.com. The other guys have a gecko, a duck, and an emu. Why not a chicken? InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
It's time right now for
Dear John Letters.
Dear John, dear John.
I'm always excited for letters like this because this is one of those letters where I have no idea what Heidi's going to say.
Oh.
No idea. I kind of was thinking that you might say one thing, but then another part of my brain goes, no, that's not what she's going to say at all. So I guess we'll see which half of my brain is right, huh? Okay. I'm excited. You ready for this?
Yes.
Dear John, I'm really fortunate. I recently married a great guy who treats me very well, and he happens to be pretty well off. All in all, we're really happy. The problem is his daughter from a previous marriage. He's given her an unlimited credit card, one of the American Express black cards, and she's using that to fund her full-time job of spending her dad's money. It's not like it's going to break us, but it really bugs me, and he won't do anything about it. She is 26 years old. She stays home all day and spends money. She posts videos of what she's doing and how she's spending money. One weekend alone, She spent $50,000 in New York City. That's a lot of money. I told him he has to do something about it because it's not good for her as a person, and there's got to be some limit to how much he can afford. He just said that he tried that once. He cut her off on her spending, and she punished him by shutting him out of her life until he restored the unlimited card. He says it's not worth it to him to lose her. What should I do? This kind of thing isn't any of my business, but it kind of is too, right? Signed, Concerned Wife. All right. I'm sitting here eagerly waiting to see what Heidi has to say about this.
Well, I mean, you've already done what you can. You've already told him what you think, and if he refuses, he refuses. But if that was my kid, I'd cut her off.
Well, again, if it was your kid, but it's not her kid, this is her stepdaughter. So this is her husband's kid.
I know.
And I don't know where the girl's mother is in all of this. If she's still around, that's not part of the letter. So I don't know if that plays into this. But I can tell you, I've seen people who go through a divorce and both sides are like, trying to shower the kiddos with more and more and more and more. And I can tell you, I've never seen that end in a positive way. But maybe it has.
Not for anybody involved.
But I'm just saying, maybe it has somewhere, and maybe it has for you. And I'm not here to say that what you're doing is wrong. And again, at the end of the day, you do what you want to do. But the times that I've seen that, it's actually kind of backfired in the long run, and it didn't work.
Well, just the fact that this girl has made it very clear that the only way she even cares about her dad is if he's giving her any money.
Yeah.
That right there tells you this is not working.
I don't know. First of all, I'm just trying to think how in one weekend you would even spend $50,000.
Well, in New York City.
What? Like that's normal?
Well, if she's out partying, I mean, all the things you can do there and how much things cost there. And if she's whining and dining everybody that's in a I'm buying, it wouldn't take long.
Yeah, I suppose. So I'm going to ask Heidi one more time. So you were saying if this was your daughter,
if this was my kid, I'd cut her off.
Okay, but that's not the answer. This isn't her kid. So what would you do if you were her, if you're a concerned wife?
There's nothing she can do.
So
unless she wants to put her foot down and say, unless you do something, I'm leaving and mean it. So there's nothing you can do.
So you think the answer to the daughter's ultimatum is the wife having an ultimatum as well?
No, I said unless that's what she's willing to do, there's nothing she can do because she can't demand without demanding.
Here's what I think you should do. So now that Heidi's got her non-answer out of the way.
Well, what's she supposed to do? She's kind of stuck.
No, here's what I think you should do. I think you should have a discussion with your husband.
She did.
But I'm saying you should talk to your husband about your concerns because it kind of sounds to me like maybe when you've talked to him about it, it just kind of shut down right away that I'm doing this because if I don't, she's not going to be in our life. The discussion could be something along these lines. Could she even afford to not be in your life? Because if you say, I'm not going to give you $50,000 every week to spend on, and I don't know if it's that much all the time, but at a certain point, if this daughter wants to keep up that lifestyle, she's going to need to have this relationship. And I think that, getting that lifestyle in check is going to help her because the rest of her life is going to be very difficult if she doesn't get some things fixed right now. And it sounds like at age 26, she's already been able to do this for a long time. It's going to be a difficult process. I really think it is. And I might even say find some professional help on this.
Why not just put a cap on the credit card? Say you've got a limit. I mean, the petty amount of $10,000 a month, maybe.
I have a limit, by the way. At a certain point, they're like, this card doesn't work anymore. I'm like, oh, doggone it, Heidi, what is your problem? All right. If you would like to chime in with advice for Concerned Wife, I know she would love it, and I would love to see what you have to say, too. You can do that on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
Give yourself a little credit.
It's more important than ever to have a better credit card. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The human eye is comprised of about 2 million working parts. 2 million parts just in the human eye. It's amazing. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Pope Francis used to be a nightclub bouncer. Isn't that fun to think of that?
Yeah, I knew that.
I remember reading that one other time. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The average disposable diaper can hold up to 7 pounds of liquid. That's a lot of liquid. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
It is impossible for most people to lick their own elbow. Interestingly, they have to say most people now, because it used to be it's impossible for people to lick their elbow. And then somebody was like, watch this. And then everybody's like, wow, you're kind of weird. And the final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The word bi-weekly has two different meanings. Quite the opposite. Twice a week or once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We should probably figure out which is the right one and go with that. But bi-weekly has two different opposite meanings.
Yes, it does.
So bizarre. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way courtesy of Mintervention.com. Question for you, Heidi. Parents report that their kids do this 50% more in the summertime. What is it? 50% more of this in the summertime. What do you think it is?
I really don't know.
Eat junk food. Yeah.
Oh, well, of course.
Well, why
They're
didn't you
home all
say
day.
that then if you know the answer,
Well,
smarty
because
pants?
usually I say an answer and then something so random that
Yeah.
nobody would ever guess ever.
Well, you've been doing really good lately, so I'm just giving you guff because, it's eat junk food. Mint Mobile question.
I was going to say popsicles.
Oh, see, that would have been good. I would have given you partial credit. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If that's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current one. Whether you're a fan of iPhones or Samsung, they both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com.
Time now for some weird news, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. There will be no more going to hell, H-E-L, on bus 666. Yeah.
Oh.
Listen to this. The bus to the town, hell, H-E-L, on Poland's Baltic coast has long been popular with tourists, but the local bus operator, PKS Gdynia, probably didn't nail that, they responded to complaints by announcing their decision to change the route number from 666 to 669. Some religious groups, it seems, had a problem with that number signifying the devil being associated with a bus leading to a place that sounds like the word hell in English. It's H-E-L. It's spelled differently. Anyway, the 666 bus shuttled between the village of Debki and the town of Hell, H-E-L, a popular tourist destination during the summertime. So if you go there in the winter, it's frozen over.
Jeez.
I honestly don't know if it is, but it's possible. It's in Poland's Baltic coast. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. The best dad jokes ever. So the best dad joke ever, according to 2,000 adults who voted on this silly nonsense.
Wow.
This graveyard looks crowded. People must be dying to get in here. That was the number one.
That is the best dad joke.
According to that, yeah. Number two,
ever.
I'm reading a book about anti-gravity. It's impossible to put it down.
Wow.
3, Dad, can you put my shoes on? Answer, I don't think they'll fit me. 4, I used to hate facial hair, but it grew on me. 5,
You're loving these.
Can you put the dog out? Answer, I didn't know it was on fire. 6, what kind of car does Jesus drive? Answer, a Chrysler. 7, when putting the car into reverse. This takes me back. 8, I only know 25 letters of the alphabet. I don't know why.
Oh, wow.
Number 9, what do you call a magician who lost their magic? Answer, Ian. It's just the I-A-N after magic. Okay, and the last one, how do I look? The answer, with your eyes. I've got all these dad jokes. They're all compiled and ready to go. If you want to share them with your family or whoever, people you work with,
Yeah.
anybody at johnandheidishow.com.
Why did the chicken cross the road? To save money on insurance at insurancechicken.com. Do you have the best plan for you? Find out at insurancechicken.com. Let's face it, we don't even want insurance. We need it. But you don't need to overpay. Head over to insurancechicken.com to see your rates from several different companies. All available in one place at insurancechicken.com. The other guys have a gecko, a duck, and an emu. Why not a chicken? Insurancechicken.com. That's insurancechicken.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of insurancechicken.com. Quote today is from Doug Larson, who says, accomplishing the impossible only means the boss will add it to your regular duties. You know what? I've been there and done that, where we hit a goal that was an astronomical, ridiculous goal, and then all of a sudden that's expected. We're like, what? Wait, we can't do that all the time. Like, oh, you did it last month. Like, yeah, but not always. All right. Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of insurancechicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. And listen to this. Heroic rescue effort saves the lives of many after a houseboat capsizes off a Florida coast. There were 4 people who were rescued from turbulent waters off the coast of Panama City, Florida, thanks to a group of friends and a man who they say is a hero. Travis Brady and 2 of his friends were fishing, and the weather kind of took a turn for the worse. Within 15 minutes, they were in 5-foot, 6-foot waves.
Yikes, can you imagine?
As they were making their way back, their attention was drawn to a houseboat that was drifting in the treacherous waters. Moments later, they noticed the boat capsized, and there was debris scattering all over the place. That's when a man on another boat jumped into action. That man, later identified as Jordan Boyd, jumped into the water without a life jacket, by the way. He busted out the capsized boat's windows, and he got the people out.
Wow.
They say he is a true hero of this story.
Absolutely. That is terrifying.
Yeah, without hesitation, he was just there in the water helping those people. Travis and his friends then helped them all back to shore. It says, it restores your faith in humanity. It makes you really reflect on the things that are really important in life. I'm going to try and not get too emotional, but it was an intense moment that ultimately, I'm going to just say, came down to God putting us in the right place at the right time.
Wow.
All glory be to God, another quote says. He put us in the right place at the right time. I've never been super religious, but today was just an eye-opening moment for me. Yeah. I just feel like divine intervention put us right where we needed to be at the right time. By the way, there's video footage of all of this, and there's photos. If you'd like to see the photos or the video, I've got a link to them in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.